thanks for the session. This has been useful. First of all, do testers fix the bugs or report the bugs back to the developers to fix? So from this, testers don't fix the bug. It's not your job to fix the bug. Your job is to test the developer's bug. The developer is the one to fix the bug. He developed, he knows. So whatever bug you find, you send it back to the right channel to the developer to fix. Do testers also write any code? Yes, testers do write code, and the code is the automation code. You'll be walked through, and in the next session, the automation session, you're going to be given how to write the code. I can tell you, the thing that I didn't say is that if you think you don't have any knowledge, if you don't have any knowledge about using computer, you don't know anything, how can you start? If you're coming from any background, I tell you, you are going to be able to do all this by yourself. By the time you start the internship, is a baby step from the scratch. We are going to explain everything in details. All these that I've done in high level, everything is going to be broken down in bits. So I would use it to a layman that you are going to get a clearer understanding about it. So in writing the codes, I can tell you, fantastic. This is, if you're here, you're in the right place. So how does ethical?
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah. So I think there's a question about ethical hacking. How does it relate to software testing? And I think Ayola actually, Yemi also mentioned this. So ethical hacking is another arm of software testing, right? It's actually security testing, right? Where you kind of try to break the system or penetrate it, actually. So, but ethically, actually. So it's one form of penetration testing, or what Yemi called non-functional testing, right? So, which is another part of testing. Having a software testing background will make you to be set apart from other people as well. So that's one thing I can say. Yeah. So it's another arm of software testing, I would say. And I think in the slide that Yemi mentioned, she mentioned different roles that you could apply for as a software tester: quality assurance engineer, UAT, test analyst, manual testing, web tester, QA testing, functional testing. There's also non-functional testing. That's where the ethical hacking falls into. You have agile tester, automation tester, which we are going to talk about in the next few days. We have security testing. And also, I think, yeah, she also mentioned security tester as well, where ethical hacking also falls into. Then you now have performance tester as well. So as a key tester, there are a lot of testing roles, and also that you can pick up. You can decide to say, I just want to be a manual tester, or you want to say, I just want to be a performance tester, or you can say, I just want to be automation tester, or I want to be a ethical hacker, which is security tester. So whatever you want to do anyway, yeah.
So I think another question here is, what language will be used in automation part, and are we going to develop a framework? Yes, the language that is going to be used in this session is going to be C#, and yes, you are going to develop your framework, certainly, from the scratch. So yes, it's C# we are using in the next internship. So.
And there's another question that was sent to me, is are we going to do mobile testing? I'll say the answer is no, because I think we've done that for like 3 sessions now. We found that people struggle with mobile testing for people that are new. So not in this moment anyway, unless we got interest in that, we can do that. Because what happens, some people are very, very new to software testing, and having to expose them to mobile testing will be daunting. Having said that, I think I answered the last question about different roles of testing. This is another one that I didn't mention. Of course, mobile testing is another role as well. So, but we are not going to do that in this set unless we have a lot of people saying, okay, let us have it, then we're going to have it. So, and another one that I also didn't actually mention is also API tester. There are a lot of roles actually in software testing that you could apply for or you could do, right? So it's really, really a great discipline, because you have different discipline in there actually, so that you can decide to be one. So to answer your question directly, for this particular person, we are not going to do mobile testing now, all right? Or we might do it maybe later when we get interest in that, but it's not something that we would do. But even if it's that to do, you might do it as a general program that everybody can come and it can, so that we are not, yeah, everybody can just come and learn from it. So basically, it will not be in the internship. Yeah.
Also, there's one here that say, what does a typical day look like for a tester? So for a tester, a typical day for a tester is, of course, you start your day by your daily stand-up, what you did yesterday and what you're going to do today. And what entails for you as a tester, it depends on the level, the state at which you are from project point of view. If it's a green field, when I'm in a green field, you've just started, so you need to start designing. So that's where your test planning, test strategy phase starts. So those, your typical day will be, you started designing, you've got a time frame for the design. So that will be, the setting period, and also designing your script. All this will be part of it. So if on that day you want to design the test plan, that's your duty for that day. That's the typical day of a tester. Now let's take another day. We've got everything implemented. You need to test. The typical day of a tester that day is to pick up the tasks in lieu. I'm testing the login functionality today. That is your typical day. You have to put but prior to your typical day, you must have done your prep. Don't forget it. So all that, you start executing your script and start reporting on a daily basis, if on an execution cycle. So all these are kind of a typical day of a tester. Not to worry, you get used to it. Any question, if you want to unmute, if you have any question you want to ask related
also,
to.
yeah, there's another question. I think there's some question that have been sent to me. One question is, when is the training fully starting? I mean, the timetable. One thing that I can say is like, yeah, right now, what is going to happen on next week, right? The training already started anyway. This is the prep for the full training. So we advise everyone to attend so that you can have knowledge about all the roles. Then from next week, you're going to be added to a group. In your group, it's going to be called a project group. You'll be given a mandate of program to develop, and then you have different roles within your team. So then after that, you would have your team meeting together to actually have your first meetings. You are free to select any time or date that you want. Then after that, you arrange the time that you're going to meet for different meetings and ceremonies. Then also before that day, there will be a calendar that will be sent out for the next 2 weeks of different trainings that you would be doing. And like I said 2 days ago and also yesterday, most of the training, if not all, will be happening in the evening, 8 to 11. So normally 8 to 10, but some training will happen from 9 to 11. So you just know that, okay, you're free 8 to 11 for the next 2 weeks, actually. So because most of the training will be on those particular days. So that would be, yeah. But before Friday, the admin will send you The calendar, yeah. So, okay, another question is, please, what is the onboarding process for internship? Good question. So we are not going to onboard you. So the Scrum Masters will do the onboarding because it's part of the process. We want them to, because for instance, in a workplace, you might employ a Scrum Master first, then the Scrum Master would then start to onboard the BA, the QA, the same thing applies. So what's going to happen, we'll put you in the group, then all the onboarding process will be explained, but the Scrum Masters would have to do that. We'll tell them what to do, but they will do the onboarding process anyway. So that all the tools that you guys need to have, all the permissions, the Scrum Master will have to set everything up for you, right? So, and also make sure your team perform. Before now I spoke about the meetings and everything. We're going to assume that you guys are a new team. So you have to start to storm, right? Of course, they are going to talk about different levels of team forming actually before you storm, then you norm, then before you can actually be performing team. So yeah, your team will pass through all these phases, right, to be honest. So, and yeah, hopefully you'll be performing maybe after 1 or 2 sprints anyway, but in the first week of the sprint, it's going to be chaos, because that's what happens when a new team is formed. It's going to be very, very chaotic. So get ready for that. Actually, when your team, your Scrum Master is trying to set up things they don't know how to do, or they are trying to set up a framework, or your permission is not working, it's part of the learning process, because this does happen at work. So the onboarding process will be explained to the Scrum Master, but they would be doing that. So another question is, please, can I have your email? So if you need emails, it's admin@blueskycitadel.com. Okay, admin@blueskycitadel.com. That is the email. I've applied for Scrum Mastering, but I am seriously considering manual testing based on this session. Would it be possible to switch to at this stage if I decided and I want to rewatch both introductory session before deciding? So one thing that I can say, there are still, as of today, I don't know, because based on how the Yemi has been able to do this, I know a lot of people will say, they'll quickly go and register for software testing. We have few slots for software testing, actually. So I can say that now. Yeah. So if you are interested, you need to quickly register, actually. And yeah, so that's, yeah. So if you want to switch to software testing, please do send an email to admin@blueskycitadel.com, so they can look into how to do that. Okay. Then another question was, what are the necessary equipment needed for one to be successful in this internship? Yeah, one thing that I can say, you need laptop, right? Of course, that is the only thing that you need. A good laptop, I would say. If I want to recommend, I would say go for a Windows laptop, because I've seen some people that went to buy a Mac laptop without, but they don't even know how to copy and paste on Mac because it's not Control C, and Mac hasn't got control, it's command. So get a laptop that you are familiar with, actually. So that is very, very important. So you are not learning how to use a laptop, and you are still learning how to use your tool. You are still learning how to use your role. You are learning how to gel with your team. It's not a very good position to be in. So get a laptop that works, the laptop that you are used to. I would say if you're going for Windows, I would say any RAM above 512 should be fine. Of course, with a good memory as well. So I would say 500 gigabytes of memory should be fine, because you are going to use in C#, you are going to install Visual Studio. So all those tools that was mentioned, you have to use them. So yeah, but the only equipment that you need actually is your laptop. I don't think the rest are going to be tools that you have to install on your laptop. Another question, what chance does a complete rookie in IT have after this program? Okay, so that's a good question. What you're saying is, like, for instance, if you're a newbie, what is your chance? if I'm going to focus on software testing, like Yemi said, I would say anybody can do software testing, to be honest, and not anybody can. I would say most of us will have done software testing at one point or the other. We might not know it, but I would say, even if I would say all of us actually, because right now you will have maybe a phone, a laptop, or something like that. When you bought a new phone and they send it to you, right? I will tell you the first thing that you do will be software testing. If you are not in a critical solution situation, right, and you need to make a call, I don't see anybody that you get a new phone, the first thing that you make a call. You don't do that. The first thing that you do is to actually test that it works. You test that, for instance, let's say you order for an iPhone. You, of course, you want to confirm you got an iPhone. That is first testing that you've done, right? Because if they send you an Android phone, that's the bug. You send it back because you order for an iPhone. So technically, when you open the phone, you maybe go to WhatsApp and quickly check that it works. You download some of the apps and you ensure that it works. So technically, all of us will have done software testing or any form of testing at one point or the other. But you might not have done it professionally, right? But you might have done it as an ad hoc tester. But this program will help you to become a professional tester, right? So that's what this program will do for you. Now, what is the prospects after this program? Okay, before I go into that, and one thing I can say, let me just ask one question. So maybe you can type the answers. So, okay, every morning that you wake up, what do? You know that you do software testing, right? Every morning that you wake up, or do you know that you do testing every morning, right? If you don't know, right, when you wake up in the morning, you open your eyes, right? The first thing is that you test if your eyes could see. If your eyes couldn't see, right, that's the first testing. You raise the bug, you call 999, you call, yeah. You also raise your hand, yeah. If your hand couldn't move, you call the person next to you. I can't feel my hands. That is you reporting it as a bug. So consciously, what we are doing is testing. So that's what you need to bring to the program to be successful, because you have it at the back of the mind that I could do this. Then after the program, what is the prospect, right? One, like Yemi said, there are almost like 10 different roles that Yemi highlighted there. You are free to select any one of them. And also, she also mentioned that in a team, you have 3, maybe 2 developers to 1 tester. Actually, I'll tell you, in teams, let's say we have a team of 11 people, right? You might have 1 Scrum Master, 1 BA, you might have maybe 2 to 3 QAs, then the rest will be 1 product owner, then the rest may be developers. That's how it is. And you can have even 1 Scrum Master being in 2 teams, actually. So that would mean that it's possible out there, you might have maybe 3 QA roles to 1 Scrum Master, or 3 QA roles to 1 BA, something like that. Of course, you have more developer roles to QA, to all these roles, for obvious reason. So there are a lot of roles there, actually. So this program will keep you for that purpose, I would say. So that's what I can say. So another person also asked a question, system specifications, just like that. I really don't know what that is. Maybe that is just a correction to what someone has said or what I've said. So if you want to ask the question again, please do. Okay, I think those are the questions that was sent to me directly.
There are
okay.
some here.
Yeah, okay, please.
Yeah, so there are some here. I think the one here is, please, when will the internship begin? How long will it take? And what is the cost?
Okay, I can take that, Yemi, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
okay. First, when is it going to begin? The internship already begins, right? With this particular training that prep you towards the full program, actually. So, but when people have decided, actually, I know right now we already have almost 50 people, to be honest, and I think I was discussing with some member of the team. I said, should we stop? Should we not stop? Actually, I think we're at the point of saying we don't have more. We don't need more, actually. So, and yeah, so yeah, the internship will start. The team will be formed by next week, Monday. So where everyone will be put into a team. So then everything starts practically, actually from there. So that's one. Then also in time of the cost, I think, yeah, one, there are different levels, right? For a program like this will have cost you £2,000 actually. So if you've gone outside to do it, because it's a 3-month practical session and training. I know some people will have, maybe you will have paid some money for even only theoretical training, but this is practical training and as well as theoretical. So everything is inclusive, and you are not only exposed to your side of the training, you are exposed to as a QA, you are also exposed to BA role, you are also exposed to Scrum Master. You'll be able to attend their trainings as well. So, and yeah, on this program, because we are a non-profit organization, so we've already got discounted from the organization that is training these particular roles, actually. So it's going to be $599.99 actually. So for anyone that is non-student, so non-student means you are not registered in any university as a BSc student or master student in anywhere, actually. So you pay $599. So, but if you are a student, you pay $299 for that, actually. So that is a cost anyway. So I think I've answered that one right.
Yes. And the other one is, I would like to know the minimum duration it can take someone with zero background in software or its related courses to be a software tester. Can someone with no background catch up quickly? Thank you.
You want me to take that as well?
Yeah, you can take it.
Okay, all right. So it's I think this is something about Yemi said. Yemi said also it's also based on your commitment as well. If you are committed to this, our role is to ensure that we expose it to as many information as possible and we prepare you. One thing that there are some roles in there that they call them junior testers as well, right? So which you don't need any experience actually, or you might need 6 months experience or a year experience as well. So that's one thing, actually. So you can take these 3 months as part of the training, right? And then take another few months to actually prep yourself, getting your CV ready and everything. So yeah, so I think people done it within the internship as well. So before we finish the internship, they go roles as well. So that's one. And I know some people might take 6 months for them to get it. And I also saw people that have done it for even within a year. So it's actually based on you, how quickly, how urgent do you want your journey? Everyone is going through the journey by themselves and they know what they're looking for. Some people, like for instance, I've seen some people say, oh, I'm still studying right now, so I've got 1 year. So then they are using this 1 year as a prep towards when they are going to finish. And that is one thing. So yeah, so it depends on what you want, but I've seen that in this program, and I think from you, I don't know whether you are on the Telegram, even we send some information about those guys that finished last internship, and some of them already kind of got some roles as well. So it's possible within 3 months, and also if some people could do it within 6 months or 1 year. I've got another question here. Is QA as same as software testing? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, quality assurance is the main name for software testing, actually. So it's the same, but when people want to be academic, you want to talk about the right name is called quality assurance, actually. So you assure the quality of an application, right? So, but technically what you are doing, you are testing this software. So you can see how they come together. You assure the quality of an application or a software, and it's also called software testing as well. So it's the same. Are we going to do exams after all the training? Yeah, no. So one, that there's no exams actually, because we try as much as possible not to make it too academic actually, so that it is practical, because when you go for interviews, you are going to be talking about what you do, not the test that you did during the exams. For instance, for some of us that have gone to school, BSc or MSc, whatever, when you go for interview, they don't ask you what exam did you do in your last year. What, you know, but even because sorry, some of us actually, they were not even asked us anything that we done in school, right? The only thing that was asked, so what can you do? So that is what we are about to, we will teach you, right? We teach you how to become a software tester, and we give you that practical experience where you're able to go out and say, I am a software tester and I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. That will enable you to get the job. Having said that, you could also do some certifications as well, yeah, which is not covered within this actually. So, but the courses that we will give to you will enable you to be able to go and get this certification actually. So there are certifications towards being a tester in an agile, right? That is one. There are certifications from ICEB or ISTQB also, that would allow you to do that. We provide some of these materials that allows you to be able to allow you to pass the exam as well. So once you are in the internship, we'll give support and we give recommendations on some of these certifications. But specifically on the program, you don't need to do an exam. Having said that, in this particular session, so we've kind of this, we are actually putting another thing after what we did last time. At the end of every course, there will be some question that you answer just to jog your memory, actually. So that will come. So it's going to be like multiple choice questions that you just play with, some interview questions that we'll send out, but not exams. So we encourage you to actually practice that. That is coming in this particular internship. We've not done it before. This is going to be the first time. So when you finish like for this particular one, so when you enter into the internship, we will send some questions to you to actually test your memory that you've kind of, do this. So of course you can do the test several times anyway, so to ensure that you grab what is it. It's going to be like a form of interview questions, but it won't be an exam, because we are running away from that academic perspective that some people think everything has to be done in school, which is not anyway. So that is the answer to that question. I think that those are the questions I've got, and I think we are kind of 1 minute to the end of the course. Is there any documentation we should buy to be able to be successful in the program as an MBA? Yeah. So there are documentations, even as a keyway, that you need to read, but you don't need to buy them. One of them is the ISTQB book, that, to be honest, if you read the book and you know what is the book, because I read the book, I'm also a software testing profession as well for many years. So I remember that 2008, I read this book back to back, actually. So front to back, I read it, and it's really, really, really good. If you're able to read the book, and you'll be successful as a software tester. One thing that also will say as well is like this also, what we're going to go through during internship will be based on the book as well. So you don't need to buy it. We're going to give you a soft copy of the book anyway. Yeah. I'm not sure, Yemi, if you got any question from your end. Otherwise, we'll...
None from me. Okay, no, let me see. What is the name of what's the name of the book?
I don't have it by heart, to be honest. So I would, okay. I think we'll send it out.
Yeah, but the name of the book is soft copy. So we have it as software testing. software testing by Brian Ambley.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the only one. But the admin will give you the soft copies. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining, for tuning in as well. So thanks so much, Yemi, for this session. It's really, really inspiring. So, and yeah, so thank you so much. And hope we'll be able to see everyone when we come on the internship. Thank you so much and have a good evening. Yeah.
Thank you.